Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, where we talk with local entrepreneurs, share motivation, network with one another, and pick up a tip or two on how not to burn your business to the ground. I'm your host, Spencer Ward. All right, welcome back to the Idaho Business Podcast. I'm your host, Spencer Ward. Let's get into this today. We're always sponsored by Health West, great organization, great people. Give them a try, give them a holler, Google them, see where they're closest to you, and try them out, your friends and family. We're also sponsored by my company's New Clean Commercial Cleaning and Commercial Cleaning Services. Gives any of your janitorial needs, and we will solve them for you. We're not perfect. We will take care of you, and we will stand up to the challenge. 208-254-7070. You tell us you heard about us on the podcast, and we will give you some awesome thing absolutely for free, no strings attached. It might even be a carpet cleaning. I don't know. We'll see what it is. Whatever is going to be best for you. All right. Today we're diving into something every business owner, entrepreneur, and leader needs to wrestle with. What actually drives you forward once your basic needs are met? Because let's be real, at some point, the money stops being the only motivator. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. You know, when you first start your business, survival is the biggest driver. You need revenue. You need to pay your bills. You need to put food on the table. That's more than enough fuel for the fire. But then something shifts. You figure it out. You start making good money, maybe even great money. The bills are covered. There's some cushion in the bank. Vacations aren't a stress point. You can't even, you can upgrade the car, remodel the house, maybe even buy that toy you've had your eye on. Now, if you're not to this point, I'm telling you, if you follow the podcast, and I'm not being cocky, guys, but I'm telling you, if you follow the teachings in the podcast, because I've been taught by so many other great people, and put these things into practice, you will get there. I promise you. But you got to follow the principles we talk about on this podcast. Put systems. But I digress. Let's get back to this. But you can get there. You know, so just because you're not there yet doesn't mean this is not something you can listen to. So you want to look at buying a toy, you're buying all the fun stuff. Now what? For me, I realize it's the thrill of the deal, the hunt, the chase, the negotiation, the closing. Honestly, I like to win. I've noticed that I'm not fun to be around when I'm not winning on a regular basis. And that's just the truth. I actually talked about this with my wife the other day. She's like, yeah, I've known this for a while. I'm surprised you're just coming to this conclusion. I'm a little thick-headed though. So, and the realization has been huge for me because it makes me stop and ask, what else gives me the same thrill? Because if all my winning comes from business, then I'm going to run out of fuel in other parts of my life. So Ed Mylett said this, and I love it. True happiness comes from progress. The minute we stop growing, we start dying. That resonated with me. Progress, forward motion, that's a real drug. That's why closing a deal feels so good. It's proof that I'm growing, moving, and winning. And I'm sure you guys can relate to that. But the danger is, what happens when the business slows down? Or maybe what happens when you start to slow down? When retirement or stepping back is on the horizon? What happens when the wins don't come as fast or as big as they used to? That's when you've got to find other arenas to compete in to grow in. Okay. Patrick David, you know I like this guy as well. Your next 5 moves will determine the next 5 years of your life. So I've been asking myself, if one of my moves is business, what are the other moves? Because I just can't be a one move guy. Maybe for you, it's physical fitness, competing against yourself in the gym. Maybe it's family, investing in your kids' growth the same way you invest in your sales pipeline. Maybe it's your faith, your health, or your community involvement. You know, you decide what it's going to be for you. For me, I realize that I get the same thrill when I'm helping my kids push through hard things. When I'm out with my boys on the football field or my girls at gymnastics or piano, I see them struggling and then finally hit that breakthrough. That feels like a win. That's a deal closed. I'm telling you, that's amazing. And I want more of that harmony in my life. We talk a lot about at the end of our episodes is, you know, being happy, being grateful, and finding opportunities to serve others. Serving others, getting out of your own way and forgetting about yourself and going out to find opportunities to serve others. That's a big game changer. And it helps you feel like you're closing that deal and it feels like you're winning because you are, because you're helping others win. So here's my question for you. What drives you now? What drove, not what drove you when you were broke, not the why you wrote down on your vision board years ago, but today, what actually gets you out of bed into the fight? And beyond that, what will drive you when the business isn't your whole life anymore? When you decide to slow down or even retire? What's going to give you that same sense of winning, of progress, of forward motion? If you can get clear on that, you can design a life that feeds it. This is huge. This is something I've thought about so much, guys, lately, because it can't just be one thing, because everything else will disintegrate. You can create outlets for it outside of your work, so you're not starving when the business slows down or burnout when it speeds up. Maybe it's competition, maybe it's recognition, maybe it's creating something that lasts beyond you. Maybe it's owning, maybe it is, you know, own it, name it, and then build it, and then build around it, whatever, it's you decide. Because Ed Mylett said, if you're not progressing, we're regressing. Like Patrick Bet-David teaches, our moves today set the trajectory for the years ahead. So ask yourselves this week, what's your fuel? What's your win? And what else can you create those wins outside of your business so that your life feels balanced and your family doesn't feel like they're getting the leftovers? My family has probably felt like they've gotten the leftovers. You don't want to be there. I'll leave you this thought. The more we understand that what really drives us, the more we channel it, not just for money, but for meaning. So go out there, find what really drives you, what really pushes you, and pay attention to it and go forward and write these things down. Okay. And like always, be happy, be grateful, and serve others. Thanks for tuning in to the Idaho Business Podcast. I'm your host, Spencer Ward. Go out, win your week, and make sure you create victories that matter both in business and in life. It's huge. Have a great week. If this one resonated with you, share it with a friend. Adios. That's it for today's Idaho Business Podcast. Hopefully you learned something new. And if you didn't, I've got a cheat code for you. Go to theidahobusinesspodcast.com, enter your email, and get my 20 golden rules for business. It's packed with my best advice, plus it's free. Subscribe, leave a review, share this with a friend. Until next time, keep hustling, keep laughing, and keep Idaho awesome.